sound like Sony is trying to gobble up them. It's that From Software and Kadawakawa, the people that own From Software, want to be bought by PlayStation. But I want to
Oh,
explain
we
what
try to tell you, PC fanboys. Y'all really thought you was escaping this, huh? Now, what do you think Sony's going to do if they finally do acquire From Software? Oh, yeah, that's right. They're going to force you guys to make a PSN mandatory account, just like what they try to do with Helldivers 2. You see, this was never about console wars, guys. This was all about live service and subscriptions. Gamester with another W. And what's even more funny, you know how these PC fanboys laughing about how we took Marvel Spider-Man 2 off the PS5? Well, guess what? You're going to be waiting 2 to 3 years to play an Elden Ring 2. Ha ha on that. You really thought you was going to escape this? You're like, oh, wow, these console peasants, they got us here, man. You know, Sony's trying to do what they did back in the days by taking games away from us. Now, I don't think Sony won't drop these games on PC, but they might do the whole, you know, it's a PlayStation exclusive and drop the game elsewhere on Xbox, maybe Xbox. They might even completely cut Xbox out and drop the game on PC maybe 2 to 3 years down the road, on top of forcing you to have a mandatory PSN account. You don't think Sony's going to do that? Y'all like, oh, we thought we was escaping. It's just because we game on PC. You know, we got the freedom. You don't think Sony was realizing this? I told you, PC dummies. I told everybody. This was never about who had the better platform. This has more to do with the fact that these companies want to build an ecosystem. I've told people this. Gamester with a W. What happened if Sega, Ubisoft, well, they a lot of these companies are already doing it. EA, Ubisoft, Capcom. What happened if they say, oh, we don't want you guys buying games anymore? If you want to play your favorite games, you got to pay us $15, $20 a month. That is the direction where gaming is going. And we know you PC gamers don't want to do it. You know what's funny? If you remember me saying that in my comment section, please leave a comment of you guys remembering it. Because I know I said that. I said, yeah, these companies are going to start thinking about acquiring these studios and pushing these games to a live service and subscription. I did tell people that. I was one of the first individuals that said that.
this means. And
Let's
why
go.
I think, and I'm crossing my fingers here, I think this is going to be a very good thing for the gamers.
How so? Because Sony's going to lock the game to the PlayStation platform and then force PC gamers to make a mandatory PSN account. How is that beneficial to gamers? Matter of fact, they're going to lock Xbox and PC gamers out of it. Now, I personally don't care because I game on PlayStation, but you can't say for gamers. Just say PlayStation because that's exactly who it's benefiting.
More than anything else. But let's see. I hope you're having a great day. And if you buy Assassin's Creed, who wants to buy Rainbow Six? Now, it hasn't happened because they're so incredibly expensive. But it seems like in this case, honestly, Kadawakawa is in such a good spot. I'm fascinated that essentially they're saying, we can do more. We can build more. We can sell.
And you know what's crazy? PC gamers, they're going to boycott these games. I really don't think they're going to support them. So hopefully you PlayStation fanboys proceed to buy these games, because if you don't, you're going to single-handedly destroy this company. And hopefully under the PlayStation Network, they don't do this whole, oh, you know, it's From Software, but now it's called FromSoftware. If you guys get what I'm trying to go with there with that. Oh, we got a Elden Ring Lego game now, guys. You guys want to play that? You know, because I do believe that they're going to make From Software a much more softer company for a casual audience. And I think that's what people are afraid of. I think that's more likely what's going to happen. They're probably going to try to add a storyline and some dialogue and some character development to your favorite From Software games, and people ain't going to have it. So in my personal opinion, you guys are probably saying, Game, so what do you think about this whole situation? Is it good for the gaming community or not? Now, I will say it's good for Sony because it does have the power narrative that's what they needed. But I think the problem stems from the fact that it's not going to be beneficial to gamers. I think From Software is going to make more casual games. I think they're going to focus on making more games accessible. They kind of already been doing that already, guys. Elden Ring was that prime example. In my opinion, they're going to ruin the company. You know, well, you didn't say that about Bethesda and Activision, because Bethesda and Activision are planning to still make games for PlayStation and PC and everything else. It is what it is, man. And on top of that, Microsoft has the pockets to be able to throw money on it. Sony don't. So once this company stops being profitable, what do you think is going to happen? They're going to shut it down like Concord. And that is my problem. And I understand why people have an issue with these accusations. Like, I get it. I'm starting to understand it a lot more now. Not because PlayStation acquired this company. Like, if I want to play these games, I could just play them on my PS5. But the PC gamers, y'all gonna be salty if you see Elden Ring 2 as a PS5 or PS6 exclusive, and you guys can't even play it, even though the game was already multi-plat. Not saying that you guys want to get it at a later date, but I know you guys are going to feel spited in some ways because you guys do support these games, at least these games in particular, more than anybody. Black Myth Wukong, Helldivers 2, Elden Ring probably all did better on PC than they ever did on consoles. You know what I'm saying? So we get that. You guys support these games. I mean, I think PC gamers are going to put their foot down, bro. Those are the type of dudes you just don't mess with, bro. You know, they're not like these ponies where they say, I'm not going to buy it and go out. Bro, I think these PC gamers, if they do that, and they're like, yo, Elden Ring 2, PSN network account, I think PC gamers will just move on to the next best thing. I really don't think it's going to work, you know? But hey, I mean, you got to respect Sony for even trying.
More if we get bought by PlayStation. But here's what a lot of people are kind of saying is that it seems like this deal could be good as long as it's not too hands-on.
Well, we know it's going to be hands-on. Sony's going to put their hands on it, especially if they acquire the company. And I get it. And this is what everybody's worried about. They were doing the same thing when Microsoft acquired Bethesda and Activision. But to be honest with you, I think they've been handling it perfectly, in my personal opinion. I don't think Microsoft has completely destroyed what Bethesda and Activision are. If anything, Black Ops 6 was probably the best Call of Duty that we've seen in years, right? Now with Sony, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Sony hasn't proven to me yet that they can manage a company. I mean, look at what they did with Bungie and look at what they did with Concord. Y'all can still focus on Arkin, Austin, go ahead, but that was their first type of game they were working on, which happened to be Redfall. They never made a game like that. So it does make sense. And on top of that, all Microsoft did was remodel the company into probably put different developers into other studios. And on top of that, what's the other dude's name? I'm sorry. Oh, my. Shinji Mikami, he no longer works at Tango. So it made sense as to why they would shut Tango Gameworks down. The original director is gone.
They did with Bungie. And Bungie did not end good for PlayStation. If you haven't heard, they've done now thousands of layoffs from Bungie. It sounds like Bungie has been essentially gutted, because it seems like, according to them, this is an effort to push off more negative acquisitions. It sounds like a lot of people have been trying to compete to buy basically FromSoftware for years and years and years. The game studios specifically that are being bought by Xbox seem to put out a lot less games, and when they do,
are you serious, bro? See, now I'm about to call your cap. You just said that. Hold on, what does Xbox even got to do with this, bro? It's so funny how you PlayStation fanboys always got to find a reason to blame Xbox. Black Ops 6 was very successful. Diablo 4. These games were all even Starfield was successful. All these games were successful under the Microsoft brand. What is you people talking about? And then he wants to bring up Redfall. Okay, we get it. The game failed. So did Concord. So did Until Dawn Remake. So did Destruction All-Stars. And, like, it's crazy. It's like these dudes be holding on to stuff during the Xbox One generation. Get over it. Oh, well, that game failed. You know, Bleeding Edge. Really? Bro, come on. Really? We still using Redfall as an example, bro? Can we use something from 2024 for you people to say now? Oh, no, you can't. Because you guys say anything to make Xbox look bad. It's okay.
These games, they're usually pretty broken and busted, like Redfall, which I'm not sure that ever even will be finished.
Well, at least its servers are up, unlike, Concord.
Sense, and now the studio is just gone. Arcane Austin got the axe. And let's face it, a lot of people don't like Tencent because Tencent, while being a trillion-dollar company, definitely seems to be the most interested in meddling in the affairs of the developers, or a lot of times buying stuff to jack up, stock price, slicing out all the IP, and then firing everybody and just owning brands. Whether this is that wild, like this. It's only about agreeing to a price now. As long as no other parties say they want to bid, it still sounds like it will be signed sooner rather than later. So it sounds like because Sony has given a letter of intent, you can't just that. It seems like Sony's just bigger plan is that technically Tencent is a partial owner right now of FromSoftware. They own a little bit of the stock, a little bit.
So what's going to end up happening, you know what I mean? Like I said, the worst case scenario, like I said, PS5, timed exclusivity. Games will drop at PC at a later date. They might drop day and day, who knows? But then if they do, they might have a mandatory PSN account, which a lot of you PC gamers don't want to subscribe to. So, like I said, man, gaming is going through the subscription wars. You guys thought on your little PC gaming, oh yeah, we're safe. But we could just keep laughing at you, console fanboys. I already knew they were gonna come after you, bro. We already knew this. That's why I was laughing. That's why I'll be saying, like, what's up with you PC gamers? Now, I'm not saying if this goes through all the way. I don't know how this is potentially going to happen. But I will say that I think it's going to be more bad than good. You know what I mean? Until Sony can prove me otherwise, we'll see. And the only reason why I say that, because Microsoft does have a much more different vision than Sony. Sony will try to lock some things down, force you to get some mandatory account just so you can play their game now. I mean, these are things that Sony do, right? And now the crazy thing is, are you PC gamers happy with that? Are you happy if you have an Elden Ring 2 and it says Sony and they tell you that the only way you can play this game is through a PlayStation Network account? Are you guys happy about that on PC? Because if you're not, they might want to start promoting these games on Xbox. Their worst enemy, because maybe Xbox gamers will be more inclined to give in than PC gamers. Like I said, man, they can do a lot now. This is a huge power move from Sony.
Buying power, like a seat at the boardroom table to vote on what comes next.
And I feel like what FromSoftware did, because he did bring up the fact that, people have been trying to buy him for quite some time. I think what they did, when Elden Ring, with the popularity of that game, they're like, you know what, it's time to sell out, man. We've been underrated since the PlayStation 1 with Kingsfield. Nobody valued us until now. We finally got our profit margins up there. Now people can probably start spending some real good money on us, and let's sell out. I mean, why not? You know what I'm saying? I mean, how many, like, for you guys that don't know, FromSoftware has always been severely underrated. I bet you guys don't even know where Dark Souls even gets its inspiration from. It's all from a PS1 game that they made way back in the days. Matter of fact, it's very similar. It's just in first person. See, you guys don't know your gaming history. So, I mean, like I said, this is nice to see. I mean, like I said, I have no problems because I game on PlayStation, but I really do want to see how the PC gamers are going to react to this if this actually does happen, because I could only see nothing but bad for them. Mandatory PSN accounts and everything.
It sounds like what Sony wants to do is buy Kadokawa and then specifically step in. So if they do this, technically, as of now, Sony will own 84% of FromSoftware. They won't own 100%. So it sounds like the first thing they're probably going to do is step in and buy out that other 16% that's currently owned by Tencent, so they can have a 100% stake of FromSoftware. But this is just wild. Some people are saying, what does this mean in the grander scheme of things? Because technically, Kadokawa also owns stuff like Spike Chunsoft and Acquire. These other tiny studios, they do make stuff like Mario and Luigi Brotherhood. I've heard that Spike Chunsoft.
You see, this is where the whole they put you got to give respect to Sony, man. You got to give respect for them, because now what they're doing, they're playing even with Microsoft. They see what Microsoft was doing. They tried to do it on their own by buying a Bungie. It didn't work out. But I do think this would be a little bit more successful for them, considering that, they can use these companies to help make games for Nintendo and make some money there. Like I said, bro, these companies do not care about you, bro. They never did. I'm very surprised how you people want to hold on to your PCs and your gaming consoles, acting as if these people care about you. They don't care about you, bro. All they're trying to do is lock you in, no different than a Hulu and Netflix, and get you to pay $20 a month to play your beloved games, which also is going to lead into the lack of ownership. PC gamers will have, you guys already have, due to not having physical media, and console gamers, you're going to be seeing the same fate. You guys are all living in the same reality. Console gamers are no different than PC gamers when they had license keys on PC. Now that's permanently removed. That's going to happen on console. And then now PC gamers are going to only be able to buy games through a subscription service as well as console. That's where the future is heading. You will no longer, I'm telling you guys, y'all don't want to believe me. Y'all don't want, maybe it's a little too far-fetched for y'all, 20 years. Maybe I get it. It's a little too far-fetched for y'all because y'all don't see it now. It's just like the dude when he was drunk drinking whiskey. Hey, I can see it, Jimmy. What's going on? We ain't going to be riding horses forever. What you mean? They're going to have motorized vehicles, cars, a plane. Jimmy, You drinking too much of that whiskey. You sound crazy. You know what I find so funny? The people that they say sound crazy are always the people that ends up being right. Just like the dude at Camp Crystal Lake. Camp Crystal Lake is cursed. Oh, he crazy. Oh, man, he don't know. Next minute, you know what happens. You're getting attacked by Jason Voorhees. Okay? You get what I'm saying? Sometimes it's good to have a little crazy. Well, a lot of when people say something's crazy, they mostly are saying it's crazy because they don't understand it or they don't see it now. You get what I'm saying? You guys probably calling me crazy. Oh, you crazy, Gabe, that ain't never gonna happen. You know, companies always gonna have physical media, which we know that ain't true. Companies always gonna push games through Steam and digital. Yes, that is somewhat true. But companies will lock you to a subscription service. And PC gamers, you should know better than this. Because even though Kingdom Hearts 3 wasn't an exclusive, guess what happened to you guys? Y'all got locked out because of why? Because it was on Epic Games. Y'all know that. What about Alan Wake 2? Same exact thing. So even on your own platform, you're getting locked out of games due to what, guys? A service and subscription. There you go. That's where the future of gaming is going. Xbox, Sega, Capcom, Konami Pass. You will not have the ability. I'm telling you guys, you will not have the ability to buy games anymore. Companies will single-handedly remove that feature, and they will offer all their games to a subscription service where you pay $20 a month for your favorite company. That's where gaming is fully heading. Fully heading. So keep believing, oh, I own my Steam library. Keep believing that, bro. Keep believing it, because I'm telling you now, that is not true.
Actually makes the,
let's go.
What do they call it? Pokemon Mystery Dungeon.
Game still with another W.
A feeling.
I'm going to get that W 20 years from now. Watch, you'll see. You're going to be like, oh, Gamester, he told me. You know, watch, you'll see.
That Sony is going to let that stuff continue to work. I have a strong feeling that PlayStation is probably going to do some stuff specifically to the PS5, but when it comes to exclusives, I think they're still going to let stuff be multi-platform.
Yeah, we know that because that's their new vision. Now the question is, are they going to lock some of these FromSoftware games to the PS5 first and then drop them at a later date?
Obviously, Sony loves their remasters. Sony loves their remakes, and there has been a rumor going around that apparently they're making a Dark Souls 3 remaster.
Yeah, you see there, you see that, guys, from Sony's already starting it up again. You see that? First thing they want to drop for you, drop for you guys is another remaster. Yep, the FromSoftware is going to be worse.
That aren't going to sell Elden Ring numbers, and they're going to make those exclusive, right? Okay.
So here's saying that the PlayStation, they're going to put I don't think that, bro. I really don't. I think Sony will lock it to the PS5 because Sony does kind of want to push that hardware because that hardware does mean you're a part of that ecosystem. When you buy a PS5, guys, even if you're buying it for one game and you have an account, you're buying it for that ecosystem. I think Sony's fully aware of that. I think what they're going to do, they're going to lock these games maybe 1 to 2 years. Maybe on certain games on a case. It's so funny now as ponies. Now they can understand what Microsoft gamers are dealing with on a case-by-case basis, right? But yeah, I think PC gamers, y'all going to have to take the L. We ain't taking no L. We the master race. We never take L's. You took the L. Y'all took the L, man. If this goes through, y'all taking the L, bro. Because Sony's going to screw you guys over, and you know it. And it's going to be funny to see if you guys go back on their word by making them PSN mandatory accounts. We're going to see. Let's see. We're going to see if this game breaks you.
Bloodborne remaster. Okay, of course that's going to be...
Watch, I'm going to have all these PC gamers unsubscribe from my channel. You know, I used to like your channel, Gangsta, but I don't like it no more. I didn't think you were going to defend Sony and defend the pony. No, it's not about that. I'm here to spread the real truth and awareness. And I know how Sony operates their business. That is more likely what they're going to try to do. Now, if it don't work, they might just go back on it like they did Helldivers 2. So if you guys maybe continue to stay strong, then maybe, yes, maybe that's why you guys do what you do. You know, I mean, you guys changed it with Helldivers 2 when that happened. Like I said, keep fighting that battle. But I'm telling you, that's what these companies want to push. You guys can't get mad at me for stating facts. That's what they want to do. This is not about a console war. It was never about that. This is about live service and subscriptions and how many people that they can garner for their PlayStation Network or Microsoft accounts. That's exactly what's happening right now. You people know it. If you get angry at this video, you know it, because anger is a form of the truth.
Listen,
Nobody gets angry at something that ain't true. If I told you the Tooth Fairy was real, y'all wouldn't get mad at me. You would just say I'm stupid. But if you get mad at this video, then you know what I'm saying is true, because that's why you got angry. People only get mad at the truth. Like if I say, oh, your mom was a fat B word. My mom's skinny. Are you going to get mad about that? No. But if you do, then maybe your mama is a fat B word.
We're doing Bloodborne 2.
on now.
Of course, that's going to be a PlayStation 6 exclusive. But remasters, remakes, ports, upgraded versions, extra DLC, that stuff will be everywhere. But this is just some off the cuff.
I don't think so. I'm gonna have to disagree with you, Dreamcast. And what's funny, you're like, well, you sound more like a pony than him. I don't think so, bro. I think Sony found a way to screw over the PC gaming community, and I think Sony might want to do a little bit more of this. I think they were testing the waters with the Black Myth Wukong, the Helldivers 2. I think they were testing the waters, man. I think they were testing the waters for a very long time, and I think they started to say, I know what we need to acquire. We need to go out for this one. This was going to work. And I think FromSoftware probably said, hey, man, we want to let it go. We're tired of having we finally got the popularity that we deserve. Now Sony can take it to a whole nother level. That's probably what they're thinking. You get what I'm saying? They're probably over this. But I do think FromSoftware is going to be a worse company. So like I said, I don't think it's going to benefit gaming in any way. I think Sony's going to put their hands on it. Like you guys, I hope Sony, they're going to put their hands on it. Why not? They acquired the company. Of course they're going to put their hands on it. They paid for it. You know what I mean? You think they care about your feelings? But like I said, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I think this is a very interesting one. I'm probably going to see about a few PC gamers unsubscribe from my channel. That's perfectly fine. I don't care. I'm not going to sugarcoat and hide the truth for anybody. Okay? I'm not. You guys know exactly how Sony go about business. Now, I don't think the concept of an exclusive will exist, which we kind of already know from PlayStation, but we'll see if Sony will be bold enough by putting an Elden Ring 2 exclusively on a PS5 or a 6 and having new PC gamers wait for it. We'll see. That would be a very interesting thing. We'll also see if they will also push mandatory PlayStation Network accounts, like what they've been doing with their own games. You don't think Sony's going to do that? I personally do. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, man. And like I said, take care. Peace out.